Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare
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 Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare. Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare. Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare
Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama, Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Instructing.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Chant and be happy.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, and welcome everyone to the Prabhupada Disciples Association presentation of Prabhupada's books, letters, and lectures, also known as the Vani Incarnation. So this is a new direction in terms of presenting Prabhupada authentically in his unedited, unchanged, and unadulterated books. So the principle of bhakti yoga is hearing. It doesn't matter what particular direction you take. The first thing is to hear. And that's what we're going to stress in these classes, is the Vani Incarnation, the sound vibration. And today's section is very enlivening because I had a chance to look at some of the diaries again today before we made the presentation and read them and see how inspiring these early works of Srila Prabhupada are, especially in 1965. So we go back in time, we get an idea of the focus of Srila Prabhupada, even when things were difficult. Oh yeah, when things are difficult, he kept going with determination, with a never give up attitude. Never give up. And in this way, he could fulfill the prophecy of Lord Chaitanya that Krishna consciousness would spread to every town and village in the world by his diligent, determined work. And we're going to go directly into the reading from the diaries. Have you got that? Ram Raghava, is that the next section? Yeah. Okay, so here they are. It's if you don't have a copy of this diary, at least we're sharing it for you, because originally there were only 3,000 copies made. I got my copy from Brahmananda and Gargamuni, who came to visit me in Hamilton in the 90s while Brahmananda was still with us. And I was very happy to be able to get these books. There's two of them, the diaries. And because most people aren't aware of this, especially in our group and all the new people, then we're able to share them online so you can get a true vision of Prabhupada's understanding of the mission that he undertook for serving his guru, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, bona fide guru. So we'll go to this Srimad Bhagavatam, India's message of peace and goodwill. Very, very insightful. And I don't know if you can, Ram Raghava, go to the bottom page there. I put in the explanation. Here it is here. With the help of Sumati Maharajji's secretary, Mr. Chokshi, Srila Prabhupada had 500 copies of this small pamphlet printed for distribution in America. The pamphlet contains the 8 verses written by Lord Chaitanya and an advertisement for the Srimad Bhagavatam in the context of an advertisement for the Scindia company. So it's a barter relationship. They printed it as an advertisement for the Bhagavatam and themselves, and in this way they were able to produce a document that Prabhupada could use when he was first starting out. And note this, Rochisha Devi Dasi, there were only 500 copies of this pamphlet made. So start small and grow from there. But the most important thing is start. So we'll go to this. We're going to read this. This opening paragraphs are very sublime in their understanding of the mission that Prabhupada had undertaken. So we'll go, the sufferings, okay, there we go, thank you. The sufferings of the entire human society can at once be brought under control simply by individual practice of bhakti yoga, a simple and easy process of chanting the holy name of God. Every country, every nation, and every community throughout the world has some conception of the holy name of God, and as such, either the Hindus or the Mohammedans or the Christians, everyone can easily chant the holy name of God in a meditative mood, and that will bring about the required peace and goodwill in the present problematic human society. So succinct and concise and perfect, Prabhupada's introduction. Any inquiry in this connection will be gladly answered by Sri Swamiji. So that's Srila Prabhupada. Remember, this is written in the context as an advertisement for the Bhagavatam and for Scindia Steam Navigation Company Limited. The Hindus generally chant the holy name of God in 16 chain of transcendental sound composed of 32 alphabets as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Vedic literatures like the Upanishads and the Puranas do recommend chanting of the above mentioned 16 holy names at a stretch, and Lord Sri Chaitanya, who preached this cult, now this word cult, the definition of cult is a group of people with a set of beliefs. Now, cult today is a pejorative term for people that follow a charismatic leader and are deceived by them. But here, cult didn't mean that. Who preached this cult of chanting the holy name of God gave special importance on these transcendental sounds in this age of Kali, or the age of hate, hypocrisy, corruption, and quarrel. And look, it's in bold print. The only remedial measure in that is that every man should chant the holy name of the Lord both individually and collectively. The glories of the holy name have been described by Sri Chaitanya in his 8 verses of Shastak. I'm having trouble with the articulation. Shashaktikam, which run as follows. 1. Glory to this, and notice here, this translation is slightly different than how it's been produced in the books subsequently. So it was a very early translation by Srila Prabhupada for this pamphlet, but it's beautiful. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years together, and thus the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death, is extinguished. Such Sankirtan movement, oh, excuse me, sorry, here, let me turn I can't even find my phone. Krishna, got so many papers here. I apologize, everyone. Such Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it helps to have a taste of the full nectarian for which always we are. O my Lord, your holy name can alone render all benediction upon the living being, and therefore you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna, Govinda, etc. In these transcendental names you've invested all your transcendental potencies, and there is no hard and fast rules for chanting these holy names. O my Lord, you have so kindly made easy approach to you by your holy names, but unfortunate as I am, I have no attraction for them. 3. One can chant the holy names of the Lord in the humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street, tolerant more than the tree, and devoid of all sense of false prestige, and being ready to offer all kinds of respects to others. O the Almighty Lord, I have no desire for accumulating wealth, nor have I any desire to enjoy beautiful women, neither I want any number of followers of mine. What I only want is that I may have your causeless devotional service in my life, birth after birth. 5. O the son of Maharaj Nanda, I am your eternal servitor, and although I am so, somehow or other, I've fallen on the ocean of birth and death. Please, therefore, pick me up from the ocean of death and fix me up as one of the atoms of your lotus feet. 6. O my Lord, when shall my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing incessantly by chanting your holy name, and when all the holes of hairs on my body have eruptions by the recitation of your name? See how much different this particular version is compared to how it became. Same message, all presented by Prabhupada and authorized by him. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment as 12 years or more. Then that, and tears flowing down my cheeks like the torrents of rain, I'm feeling all vacant in the world without your presence. 8. I do not know anyone except Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so as such, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or he may make me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything, but he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally. Chanting of the holy name of God is recommended for everyone, both for the mass of people and the class of people, those who are scholars, philosophers, scientists, religionists, and educated may read the English version of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is, this version is the Delhi Bhagavatams, which we are now distributing globally, by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, with particular attention to the purports appended with each and every verse. Purports. They have appreciated the publications as follows, and these are credits given to Srila Prabhupada's work by different people in India. At a time when not only the people of India, but those of the West need the chastising quality of love and faith in a corrupting atmosphere of hate and hypocrisy, a work like this will have uplifting and corrective influence. What is God? He is truth. He is love. Even an atheist must accept the supremacy of those qualities and how much they are needed by the people of the world who have been taught to deny God, and these qualities do not require such emphasis. The author has attempted a tremendous task. A pursual will give us, in the sample measure, a knowledge of the original, the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, is the exposition of the absolute truth. We would recommend this book. The editor's vast and deep study of the subject and critical insight are reflected in these notes. And we have no doubt that with the publication of these volumes, the rightful interpretations of the Bhagavatam, which has been the gift of Sri Chaitanya and his Goswami followers, has now been available to the English world, knowing world, for the first time. Amazing. The elaborate method is very helpful to the ardent student of Bhagavatam who lack in Sanskrit language. It is admitted in all hands that Bhagavatam is the most difficult text amongst the Puranas. The author richly deserves the gratitude of the devotees for his pious, learned labor of love. Now this writer is referring to Prabhupada's purports, which do explain to all his disciples the intricate understanding, correct understanding of this philosophy directly from him. That's the Vani incarnation. These volumes speak very highly of Swamiji's scholarship and especially of his love of cultural pursuits. When we look into the enormous labor and sacrifice in producing them single-handedly, and that, too, at a ripe old age of 68. Many of us are 68 and beyond. Interesting. we earnestly pray to the Almighty that He may spare Swamiji for all these years. He may require to finish the magnum opus of the 60 volumes and earn the love and gratitude of his followers in pursuit of divine grace, divine love and grace, nay, of the entire humanity. Here, it's interesting to note that this pamphlet is saying all of his followers, and at this point in his evolution, he had none. There were none. But the plan that Prabhupada was implementing would produce a worldwide movement, extraordinarily informative and visionary. You have done a first-class work, and you deserve the hearty recommendations of every Indian and every Hindu. Your deep and penetrating study of the subject and your philosophic insight are reflected in this book, etc., etc. And so this is this pamphlet, this amazing pamphlet that was written, which succinctly predicts the future of Prabhupada's success moving forward in his mission in America to spread Krishna consciousness. So we have to stay determined and have a vision that we can protect Prabhupada's Vani incarnation moving forward. And that's one of the purposes of this program. And we're going to move forward with Prabhupada lecture. So please, let's roll that. Can you introduce it for us, Rupa Goswami? Or not Rupa Goswami, Ram Raghava. I see your Rupa Goswami's name is...
Lecture is almost 9 minutes long and is entitled, Everyone is Trying Not to Die.
No kidding. Go ahead, please.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam. Here, in this material world, we are put into mitatta, subject to birth, death, old age and disease. But there is another position where there is no birth, death, old age and disease. So, which position we should like? Birth, death, old age and disease, or no birth, no death, no old age, no disease? Which one we should like? I think we should like no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. So that is called amritatta. So, amritattaya kalpate. Amrita, as we are in our own original constitutional position, we are not subjected to birth, death, old age and disease. Just like Krishna is Sachidananda Vigraha, eternal, blissful, knowledgeable. Similarly, we being part and parcel of Krishna, we are also of the same quality. We have accepted this position of birth, death, old age and disease on account of our association with this material world. Now, everyone is trying not to die. Everyone is trying not to become old. Everyone is trying not to meet death. This is natural, because by nature we are not subjected to these things. Therefore, our endeavor, our activity is struggling how to become
deathless, birthless, diseaseless. That is struggle for existence. So here in the Bhagavad Gita gives you nice formula. Yang hina bhathante iti purusham purushasava. This transmigration of the soul, one which is not afflicted by this dhirastatanamayati, one who understands, suppose my father dies, if I have got clear understanding that my father has not died, he has changed the body. He has accepted another body. That is the fact. Just like in our sleeping state, dreaming state, my body is lying on the bed, but in dream I create another body and go, say, 1,000 miles away in a different place. As you have got daily experience, similarly, the gross body being stopped, I as spirit soul, I do not stop. I work. My mind carries me. My mind is active, my intelligence is active. The people do not know that there is another subtle body made of mind, intelligence and ego that carries me to another gross body. That is called transmigration of the soul. Therefore, one who knows that the spirit soul is eternal, deathless, birthless, ever new, nitya shasatayam purana. Nitya shasatayam purana. Purana means very old. We do not know how old we are because we are transmigrating from one body to another. We do not know when we have begun this. Therefore actually we are very old. But at the same time, nitya, shasatang purana. Although very old, just like Krishna is Adi Purusha, the original person. Still, you will find Krishna always a young man of 16 to 20 years age. You will never find Krishna's picture as old. Navajauvan. Krishna is always Navajauvan. Advaita Achyutaya Anadi Ananta Rupam Adyam Purana Purusa Navajauvan. Adyam, the original person, and the oldest, at the same time, is always in youthful life. Adyam Purana Purusam Navajauvan. So, anyone who knows that how the soul is transmigrating from one body to another, dhirastatanamayati, those who are sober, learned, he is not disturbed. The purpose of Krishna to teach all these things to Arjuna, because he was very much perplexed how he would live killing all his kinsmen brothers. So Krishna wanted to point out that your brothers, your grandfather, they will not die. They will simply transfer the body, Bhashangsi jinnani jathavyahaya. As we change our dress, similarly change our body is also like that. There is nothing to be lamented. In another place, Bhagavad Gita, therefore it is said, Brahmabhut, one who has understood Brahma, Prasanna, he is always joyful. He is not disturbed by this material condition. That is here stated, Janhina Bhatanti. These different transformations, different changes of nature, body and everything, one should not be disturbed by all these things. These are external. We are spirit soul. It is external body or external dress that is changing. See, if we understand nicely, na bhatante, and you are not disturbed by these changes, then samritattaya kalpate, then he is making progress, spiritual progress. That means, spiritual progress means he is making progress towards eternal life. Spiritual life means eternal, blissful life of knowledge. That is spiritual life.
Very informative. Prabhupada talks about birth, death, old age, and disease. Nobody wants to get old, but no one can stop that. Nobody wants disease, but disease is all pervasive. Nobody wants to become old, he said, but everybody is. So we can see nowadays, Mother Rochisha, how popular plastic surgery is, especially people that have money. Why do they have plastic surgery? Because the face of the individual starts to wrinkle. They're concerned about their looks because they identify only with the body and not the soul. They have no knowledge of who they are. And this is demonstrated by the huge plastic surgery industry, medical industry. And it's all bodily thing for the living entity to be bewildered. But the knowledge of transmigration of the soul, Prabhupada said, a clear understanding that he has changed his body, is not there. And they are not aware of the subtle body. It's all the gross body, my body. My mind, I don't understand that I have a mind, intelligence, an ego, and a soul, and a super soul, God within the heart. And Prabhupada, interestingly, here he says, we do not know how old we are, because everybody is identifying with this body only as the time frame on which they live. They do not know that they're eternal, and they've gone through millions of births. Now that's hard to understand, because we think it's all about me right now, I, me, and mine. This is Maya, the material condition. And we can overcome that with in that comatose position by chanting the holy name. As Prabhupada said in the pamphlet that he first distributed when he arrived in America, we read it just earlier, that by chanting the holy name, you can wake up out of this comatose position and understand who you are and what the purpose of life is. Now we're going to go to a new section of the program, which is, as I mentioned at the beginning in the Prabhupada Vani explanation of this program, that not only are the books featured, but also his lectures, which we're doing. And now we're going to read a letter. And I saw this letter posted today by one of our friends from Prabhupada Village, Anandabaya. And I thought, well, let's copy this letter. We'll share it online and we'll read it. So we're going to have Ram Raghava read this letter to us so we can understand how Prabhupada wanted us to always stay steady and never give up on anything that you do spreading the mission of Lord Chaitanya. Go ahead.
Okay, this is a letter to Hansadutta Das. Just to give a little background, he later became a so-called guru prematurely. And before the end of his life, he also had an epiphany where he realized that Srila Prabhupada did not appoint Diksha Gurus. And he started the temples in Germany after joining in New York early in the movement. So this letter is from Vrindavan, 12 September 1974. And Srila Prabhupada wrote in Los Angeles, "My dear Hansadutta Das, please accept my blessings. I have just now received some letters from London from Madhavananda and others brought by Paramahansa Swami, who was there. Regarding Madhavananda being the president, if he received the vote, why you have opposed? You must be impartial. My recommendation is that he must be the president. He has been chosen by the vote, and I'm giving the casting vote for him. He is doing things very nicely there, so he must be the president. Prabhu Vishnu should go on Sankirtan, and Madhavananda should be president. Everything must go on. The women are doing nicely, so why they are being changed from the Pujari to the Sankirtan? These things should be done by the president. These are internal things, and you should not interfere. I do not approve of your changing the women. It should be the choice of Madhavananda who should be the Pujari. Why did you close the Edinburgh without asking me? Paramahansa reports that you have closed the Edinburgh temple. Edinburgh was doing nicely. You can't close a temple without asking me? Is this too much to do this? Our propaganda is opening temples and you are closing them. We are not for closing, but for increasing. I do not approve of this. If possible, the Edinburgh temple must be reopened again. If you close the temple, what is the management? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pushed the Sankirtan movement, but he never said to close the Jagannath temple or the Govindaji temple. In Edinburgh, we had a nice house. Why you have closed it? Why you have whimsically done this? If possible, the Edinburgh temple must be reopened. Don't do anything whimsically without consulting me. I made the GBC to give me relief, but if you do like this, then where's the relief? It is anxiety for me. This is the difficulty, that as soon as one gets power, he becomes whimsical and spoils everything. What can I do? If anything has to be changed, that can be decided at the annual GBC meeting, but not whimsically. I am not in favor of closing even a small temple. It is not a plaything to close a temple or to start a temple. When we open a temple, we're inviting Krishna. So you can't say to Krishna, go away. You have no feeling what are the ideals of a temple. You should always consider that we have invited Lord Chaitanya, Lord Jagannath, and Radha Krishna. And if we close it, it is an insult. How can we call them and then say, get out? We should always feel when we open a temple that the deity is living and not dead stone or wood. It is a great offense. Before opening a temple, it must be considered 100 times, and after opening it, cannot be closed. It must be maintained. Arche Vishnu Shiladhir Gurushu Naramatir Vaishnave Jati Buddhi. One who considers the Archa Murti or worshipable deity of Lord Vishnu to be stone, the spiritual master to be an ordinary human being, and a Vaishnava to belong to a particular caste or creed, is possessed of hellish intelligence. End quotes. If the Edinburgh house is still available, it must be reopened. I hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
So much insight here in the management system that Prabhupada set up. It's him that said these words. I had practical experience in Toronto with Prabhupada when I was president there. And he came to visit us. And there were lots of demands for his attention while he was there. People wanted him, for example, Professor Joseph O'Connell came to visit him. There's a great letter written about that and about the visit and how Prabhupada greeted him and discussed philosophy with him. And other situations, visits to people's houses and morning walks and lectures that were planned for the new building. because it could accommodate everyone. And I went up to see him in his room, and I apologized to him. I said, Srila Prabhupada, because he had a problem with his teeth. He had, if you see the pictures from Toronto, he was in one picture there on the balcony, he's holding his jaw because it was so much pain for him. And I was very concerned about that. I thought, oh, maybe we can't do all these programs. We should just let him carry on at the temple and do translation, which he was doing despite his traveling and all the other difficulties. So I apologized to him in his room. I remember sitting there. It was just a magic moment. I said, and I told Prabhupada, I'm sorry that all these things are on your schedule. Maybe I could alter them. And he looked at me, he said, no, that's fine. Just tell me what you want me to do. I'll do it. So here you can see, even in my own personal experience, Prabhupada was very adamant about maintaining the role of a president in his temples, because the temple president represented Srila Prabhupada. And this was a problem back then, that the GBC minimized the role of a temple president who was in charge of, as you know, Mother Rochisha, in Montreal, doing the kirtans. Nandi would do the kirtans. Nandi would preach the classes. Nandi would organize the deity worship. Nandi would organize the Sankirtan program. And he also developed different programs, like so many Hare Krishna restaurants, to distribute prasadam to the conditioned souls. And so Prabhupada would never want that you would just unilaterally remove someone or change someone who was a president for political reasons. And this goes on. Prabhupada mentioned here that the Kali Yuga brings out these qualities in people, and everything is always being changed by people, and this is unfortunate. But at the same time, it's Kali Yuga. It's a reality we have to deal with, and we'll keep going. We'll keep presenting Prabhupada's Vani for the benefit of all those who are interested to hear. You have to have a strong desire to hear Prabhupada in his words, in his lectures, in his letters, and in his unadulterated, unchanged, unedited books. Very important, because when they change the translations, they also change the meaning. And this is something that has to be exposed. So we're going to go ahead with our next section. I'm going to ask Ram Raghava to read from the Krishna book. We have been, we've decided to... Pardon? Yeah, go ahead.
I had the Srimad Bhagavatam ready next, and with Jai Radha Madhava first.
Okay, sorry. We're still working on the reorganization of this Vani Incarnation program, so we'll soon have it all smoothed out. Ram Raghava, please play the Jaya Radha Madhava and then read the verse and purport. Thank you.
Sai. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha सिद्धांत सरस्वती भूषामी प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled Lord. All glories to the assembled Lord. Thank you very much.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada. We're going to move to our next section of the program, which is the reading of the introduction, the different verses, and then we're going to have Ram Raghava lead this section, and he's going to read the purport, the verse and the purport for today. Go ahead, Ram Raghava, please.
Okay, Prabhu, I'll try to do it just as Yashodanandan Prabhu did. My pronunciation is not as meticulous as his, but I'll do my best. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord Shri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. That's from Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.1. Narayanang namaskritya narang chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. One should utter the means of conquest, Srimad Bhagavatam, after offering respectful obeisances. 1. To the personality of Godhead Narayan. 2. To the Nara Narayan Rishi, who is the supremmost human being. 3. To the Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Then 4. To Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Continuing with the preliminary prayer verses. Yad anudhyasina yuktaha, yad anudhyasina yuktaha, karma granthi nibandhanam, Chindanti kovidastasya, chindanti kovidastasya, kona kuryat katharatim, kona kuryat katharatim. Intelligent persons do cut off the internet of the knot of reactionary work by remembrance of the personality of Godhead. Therefore, who will not give attention to his message? Shushrushoho shaddadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchihi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipraha Punya Tirtha Nishevanat. O the twice-born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely freed from all ranges of vice, a standard of great service is done, and as the result of such great service, affinity in the messages of Vasudeva is made possible. Shrinvatang Swakataha Krishnaha Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Hridayantahasto Ayavadrani Vidunoti Surit Satam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is also the Paramatma in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, does cleanse the desire for material enjoyment in the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge for hearing his, Krishna's, messages, which are themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Nashta prayeshva abhadreshu nityang bhagavata sevaya bhagavatya uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in the Bhagavat class or rendering service unto the pure devotees, all that is inauspicious in the heart of a candidate becomes destroyed almost to nil, and thus loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, comes into being an irrevocable fact. Tada rajastamo bhavaha kamalobhadayaschaye cheta etair anabhiddham sthitam sattve prasidati. As soon as irrevocable loving service is fixed up in one's heart, at that time, the effects of the nature's modes of passion and ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankerings, etc., do disappear from one's heart, and he becomes fixed up in the mode of goodness, which makes him completely happy. So now reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, we are reading from the original 1962 edition of the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 7th chapter, verse 40, text 40. Suta uvacha evam parikshata dharmam partha krishnena choditaha naichat hantum guru sutam yadyapi atmahanam mohan. Synonyms. Suta Goswami, Uvacha said, Evam thus, Parikshata being examined, Dharmam in the matter of duty, Partha Sri Arjuna, Krishnena by Lord Krishna, Chodita being encouraged, Naichat did not like, Hantum to kill, Guru Sutam the son of his teacher, Yadyapi although, Atmahanam murderer of sons, Mohan very great. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. In spite of thus being encouraged and examined in religiosity by Lord Krishna for killing the son of Dronacharya, Arjuna himself, a great soul, did not like the idea of killing him, although he was the heinous murderer of his family members. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Arjuna was a great soul undoubtedly, which is proved here also. He is encouraged herein personally by the Lord in the matter of killing the son of Drona, but Arjuna considers the right path that the son of his great teacher may be spared for only qualification, that he happens to be the son of Dronacharya, and even though he is unworthy son of a great family, he has had done all sorts of heinous acts whimsically for no one's benefit. Lord Shri Krishna encouraged Arjuna outwardly just to test Arjuna's sense of duty. It is not that Arjuna was incomplete in the sense of his duty, neither it is that Lord Shri Krishna was unaware of Arjuna's sense of duty, but it is just to manifest the faith and duty of a pure devotee of the Lord. Lord Shri Krishna put to test many of his pure devotees just to magnify the sense of duty of such pure devotees. The gopis were also put to such test as well, as Prahlad Maharaj also was put to such test. But all such pure devotees came out successful in the respectful tests by the Lord.
Yes, thank you very much for that reading. And I wanted to just highlight a point here that you're entitled to perform your prescribed duty, and everyone has responsibility, especially in relation to Krishna. We have a responsibility to preach the message of Lord Chaitanya to others. If you are in the role of a disciple, yes, that's a duty. But it's very important to know this. You're not entitled to the result. So a lot of times people are looking at things based on the result of their action. But at the same time, it's up to Krishna to arrange the result according to his mercy. And this is the position of the devotee, simply to carry on with their prescribed duties. And in our particular case, all of us, we have a duty to serve Prabhupada's mission by preaching his Vani incarnation to others, the sound vibration, and whether people are interested or not. Should we stop? No. Those who are interested in learning how to practice Bhakti Yoga can learn this by hearing directly from Srila Prabhupada. And that is possible through this presentation that we are manifesting of Prabhupada being present in his letters, in his lectures, and in his books. This Vani incarnation is not a whimsical thing. Someone may think, oh, well, they're only reading things from Prabhupada's books. Well, go ahead. Think that. Personally, in my experience of 57 years, there's one thing that I don't like, and I experienced this over the years, Mother Ruchisha: fault finders. Fault finders, they always look for the dirt. They don't look for the good that's going on in the devotional service of Prabhupada disciples. People who are committed to presenting Prabhupada's teachings exactly the way he taught us. And in this way, we can carry on. And there's a great solace in this. If you perform your prescribed duty without any expectation of result, then you will get Krishna's mercy. If you change it, if you have an attitude, if you do something which is not Krishna conscious, there's no etiquette in it, there's no respect, there's no humility, then this comes out. And this Prabhupada called whimsical behavior. And whimsical, I don't care who it is, when you're whimsically acting against Prabhupada's directions, then you carry the karma of that, not us. So never change anything. Prabhupada, in that letter we read from Anandabhaya that she posted, Prabhupada very clearly revealed how he liked people to remain steady in their service. And we'll go from there to our next section of the program, which is we're going to do a Prabhupada lecture, And then after, we're going to read from the Krishna book. So Ram Raghav is guiding the program right now, so I'll give him a chance. Do you have a lecture where you can put up?
Yes, Prabhu, I have a lecture ready. It's about 6 minutes.
Okay, well, let's go. More Prabhupada nectar.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam. So here is the recommendation. Try to become Krishna conscious, and then you will not be disturbed with all these external, ephemeral changes of the material world. Not only of this body, practically one who is advanced in spiritual life is not agitated by the so-called political upheavals or social disturbances. No, he knows these are simply external, just like in the dream. It is also a dream. Our present existence, it is also a dream. Exactly like we dream at night. In dreaming, we create so many things. So, this material world is also a gross dreaming. Gross dreaming, that is subtle dreaming. And this is gross dreaming. That is the action of the mind-body intelligence, dreaming. And here, the action of 5 material elements, earth, water, air, fire. But all of them, these 8, they are simply material. So we are thinking that I have now built a very nice house, skyscraper building. It is nothing but dream. Nothing but dream. Dream in this sense that as soon as I give up this body, all my skyscraper building, business, factory finished. Exactly the same dream. Dream is for few minutes or few hours. It is for few years, that's all. It is dream. So one should not be disturbed by this dreaming condition. That is spiritual life. One should not be disturbed, just like we are not disturbed. Suppose in dream I was put on the throne and I was working like a king, and after the dream is over, I am not sorry. Similarly, in dream I was seeing the tiger has attacked me. I was actually crying, here is tiger, save me. And the person who is lying behind me or beside me, he said, oh, why you are crying? Where is the tiger? So when he is awakened, he sees there is no tiger. So everything is like that. But these dreams, these gross and subtle dreams are simply reflection. Just like what is dream? The whole day what I think, the dreaming is a reflection. Reflection. My father was doing cloth business. So sometimes in dreaming he was quoting price. This is the price. So similarly, it is all dream. This material existence made of these 5 gross elements and 3 subtle elements, they are exactly like dream. Smara nittam anityatam, therefore Chanakya Pandit says, smara nittam anityatam. This anitya, temporary, dreaming is always temporary. So we must know that whatever we possess, whatever we are seeing, these are all dream, temporary. Therefore, if we become engrossed with the temporary things, so-called socialism, nationalism, familism, or thisism, that-ism, and waste our time without cultivating Krishna consciousness, then that is called samayeva hi kevalam, simply wasting our time, creating another body. Our own business is that we should know that I am not this dream, I am fact, spiritual fact. So I have got a different business. That is called spiritual life. That is spiritual life. When we understand that I am Brahma, I am not this matter, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma, that time we shall be joyful, because we are afflicted with so many changes of the material features, and we are sorry and happy being afflicted by all these external activities. But when we understand rightly that I am not concerned with all these things, then we become joyful. I have no response. I have nothing to do with all these things.
Remarkable explanation of life as a dream. And we're so captivated by this dream, we think we're going to live forever. No, we're not. And time moves very fast. It's hard to believe how some of us are so old, but we can't see that. And we're seeing every day when we're getting information in this material world, how many people die? All these celebrities, all these famous people who are noted as celebrities in the society that we live in, we're always being announced they've died. And this is the most amazing thing. And it's explained in the Nectar of Devotion. Your mother has died, your father has died, your sister has died, your friends have died, but you think, I won't die. And death is approaching all of us. It's called Death the Reaper, coming to harvest his crop every day. And so many people come to this world and go, and they're lost in eternal time. The only thing that will take us to the next situation is bhakti yoga, devotional service. And hearing about the truth to wake us up out of this comatose position of illusion through the chanting of Hare Krishna, through the hearing. It's terrific, Mother Uchisha, today, that we're reading all these things. It helps us all. It certainly helps me. I just listen. And I'm enjoying so much the message, because Prabhupada is just constantly repeating this to us, because we're so captivated by the time and circumstance that we might be in. And we have to realize this is all fleeting time. Prabhupada used the term ephemeral, constantly changing. The material world is constantly changing. The people that we associate are constantly changing. And the circumstances we are in are constantly changing. But we cannot understand that because we're attached. We are spirit soul. The body is simply a playground of activity for us in this material world. And we have to get out of it by taking shelter of the Vani incarnation of Srila Prabhupada. We're going to move forward with our next section of the program, that which is going to be the reading, a section of reading of some of the Krishna book. Let's see what happened. No, Prabhu, I just checked and didn't get it. I will check the class today.
No, but that was for somebody else. This is the Krishna book is ready for reading.
Oh, okay. So I'll read a little bit, and then Ram Raghava, you can take over. When Krishna appears, all his plenary expansions also appear with him. Krishna appeared along with Balaram, Baladev, who's known as his elder brother. Balaram is the origin of Shankarshan, of the quadruple expansion. Balaram is also the plenary expansion of Krishna. In this book, the attempt will be made to show how Krishna appeared in the family of the Yadu dynasty and how he displayed his transcendental characteristics. This is very vividly described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, specifically the 10th canto. And the basis of this book will be Srimad Bhagavatam, and this is a prose presentation of it. It's fantastic. The pastimes of the Lord are generally heard and relished by liberated souls. Those who are conditioned souls are interested in reading fictional stories. Let me see here. Of the material activities of some common man. We're so captivated by that. Narrations describing the transcendental activities of the Lord are found in Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas, but the conditioned souls still prefer to study ordinary narrations. They are not so interested in studying the narrations and the pastimes of Lord Krishna. I just wanted to say, I have a friend who comes to the class, and I call him regularly and ask him, how are you doing? And he's reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. He doesn't have a TV. He lives in a simple environment. And during the day, he concentrates on studying and learning Shastra. And I told him, you're a yogi from your past life because you have that attraction. And very few people are interested in hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam or the pastimes of Lord Krishna in the Srimad Bhagavatam. They're so infatuated with material activity. Narrations describing the transcendental activities of the Lord are found in the Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas, but the conditioned souls still prefer to study ordinary narrations. They're not so interested in studying the narrations of the pastimes of Lord Krishna, and yet the descriptions of the pastimes of Lord Krishna are so attractive that they are relishable for all classes of men. There are three classes of men in the world. One class consists of liberated souls. Another consists of those who are trying to be liberated. And the third consists of materialistic men. Whether one is liberated or trying to be liberated or even grossly materialistic, the pastimes of Lord Krishna are worth studying. Ram Raghava, please carry on.
Okay. Liberated souls have no interest in materialistic activities. The impersonalist theory that after liberation one becomes inactive and needs hear nothing does not prove that a liberated person is actually inactive. A living soul cannot be inactive. He is either active in the conditioned state or in the liberated state. A diseased person, for example, is also active, but his activities are all painful. The same person, when freed from the diseased condition, is still active, but in the healthy condition, the activities are full of pleasure. Similarly, the impersonalists manage to get freed from the diseased conditional activities, but they have no information of activities in the healthy condition. Those who are actually liberated and in full knowledge take to hearing the activities of Krishna. Such engagement is pure spiritual activity. It is essential for persons who are actually liberated to hear about the pastimes of Krishna. That is the supreme relishable subject matter for one in their liberated state. Also, if persons who are trying to be liberated hear such narrations as Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, then their path of liberation becomes very clear. Bhagavad Gita is the preliminary study of Srimad Bhagavatam. By studying the Gita, one becomes fully conscious of the position of Lord Krishna. And when he is situated at the lotus feet of Krishna, he understands the narrations of Krishna as described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Chaitanya has therefore advised his followers that their business is to propagate Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha means narrations about Krishna. There are two Krishna Kathas, narrations spoken by Krishna and narrations spoken about Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is the narration or the philosophy or the science of God spoken by Krishna himself. Srimad Bhagavatam is the narration about the activities and transcendental pastimes of Krishna. Both are Krishna Katha. It is the order of Lord Chaitanya that Krishna Katha should be spread all over the world. Because if the conditioned souls, suffering under the pangs of material existence, take to Krishna Katha, then their path of liberation will be open and clear. The purpose of presenting this book is primarily to induce people to understand Krishna or Krishna Katha, because thereby they can become freed from material bondage. I think I'll stop there, Prabhu, because it's time for the 10 offenses and the japa for the end of the class.
This book the purpose is to primarily induce people to understand Krishna by hearing his pastimes. And again, referring to my friend, it's interesting. Most people don't like to read, and Prabhupada would tell us, many of my disciples do not read my books. So the most important thing is to take shelter of Prabhupada in his Vani incarnation, and these classes are meant to encourage us to do that as we live out our daily activities while we're residing in this, can I say, bag of pus, stool, and urine? Okay, so let's go ahead with the new, our next section, which is the chanting, or the offenses against chanting the holy name. Haribol.
Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 8, Offenses to be Avoided. The offenses against the chanting of the holy name are as follows. First, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Sometimes the atheistic class of men take it that any demigod is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. But one who is a devotee knows that no demigod, however great he may be, is independently as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, if someone thinks that he can chant Kali, Kali or Durga, Durga, and it is the same as Hare Krishna, that is the greatest offense. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Sixth, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. Seventh, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Because by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can be freed from all kinds of sinful reactions. It should not be taken that one may continue to act sinfully and after that chant Hare Krishna to neutralize his sins. Such a dangerous mentality is very offensive and should be avoided. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities. Karma Kanda. 9th, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Anyone can take part in chanting the holy name of the Lord, but in the beginning one should not be instructed about the transcendental potency of the Lord. Those who are too sinful cannot appreciate the transcendental glories of the Lord. and therefore it is better not to instruct them in this matter. 10th, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names, and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
So
Hare
who are
Ram,
the
Hare
forefathers
Hare,
in this
Hare
book?
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
So
Hare
Avishka
Hare
Karma,
Hare
now I ask you one
Hare
question.
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
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 Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama, Rama
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Rama Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Ram,
Rama,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram
Rama Rama,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
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 Ram,
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama,
Hare Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Rama Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama Rama Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Ram
Rama Rama
Ram
Rama
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Ram
Rama Rama Rama
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Ram
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama Hare
Ram
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Chant and be happy. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Chant and
Let us take this opportunity to offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and who are full of compassion for the fallen, conditioned souls. Vancha kalpatubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you everyone for attending, and we look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday for the next program. I'll turn it back over to Vishwakarma Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. As you can see, the program. We're changing the direction to the Vani incarnation, and specifically targeting reading and chanting Prabhupada's different aspects of his Vani, which are his letters, his lectures, and his books. So this is to keep us all focused on our own personal sadhana and our personal efforts to remain consistent in our devotional service to Srila Prabhupada and to Lord Krishna. So thank you, everyone. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. We'll see you on Wednesday as we continue to develop this program. So it's step by step, and we'll keep going. All glories to the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare